Hey guys, GoForce Online, and this is another one of my challenges. Now, life is hard enough as it is, so I thought I'd make it even harder by setting challenges in ESO. Now, in this challenge, I try to use skills, or only skills that don't cost any resources. So, resource management is a big part of this game, so I thought I'd just completely eliminate that and be a healer that doesn't use any resources. Alright, let's take a look at the setup. So on the character, I've got about 33k max magicka. Basically, that's just there because the only form of healing I get is from heavy attacks, so just to boost that damage of heavy attacks. Otherwise, that is completely useless to me. I've got 19k max health and 10k stamina. My resistance is sitting about 15k and 13k. So I need to have that resistance is a little bit higher because I will be healing other players, but also don't have a lot of healing available for myself. Alright, so let's take a look at the gear setup. So the monster helm I'm using is Earthcore Forge. So like I said, I can heal myself and others using heavy attacks, but let's say they are in a very dire situation that healing doesn't match and they drop below 50% health, they get a nice little AoE heal of 45k over 10 seconds. So that will save most players if they stand in place of the AoE. The second set I'm using is Drugs Rest Gloves. So when I deal damage with a fully charged heavy attack, I create a circle of concentrated ground that heals myself or allies within 5 meters for 30k health over 10 seconds. So this effect can occur once every 10 seconds. So if, especially with melee allies, if I hit the enemy with a fully charged heavy attack, it leaves a nice little AoE for them there and it also does healing there. So this will make up for most of the healing that I can't do with my skills. I have to make up for it with my item sets. And the third set I'm using is Sanctuary. That's because I've got the little green balls floating around me. It looks pretty cool. And so it increases the healing received by 12% for myself and all group members. So which pretty much means that my healing is increased by 12%. Alright, so let's take a look at these skills. Alright, so the first one here, I didn't actually have enough skills, so I kind of cheated a little bit. So on my front bar, I've got a Destruction Staff. On my back bar, I've got a Restoration Staff. So if I'm standing on the front bar, then I can use this ability, but on the back bar, I cannot. And the ability is Elemental Suspend ability. So casting this applies Major Breach for 20 seconds, which reduces the spell resistance of the target by 5.2k. Now any damage that I do replenishes this effect, so I just have to stand on the back bar, activate it, and as long as I'm staying on the front bar and I'm dealing some damage, then that effect will constantly proc. I don't even need to put it on the front bar, I just had an empty slot and I needed to fill it up with something. Now the second ability I'm using is Men's Spirit from the Sigil Order skill line. And again, cost is nothing. And so it turns all my light attacks into heals for 4k, and my heavy attacks heal for 3.6k every 1 second. I do restore some magicka, but since I'm not using any resources, that's not of any use to me. But it also grants major resolve and ward, increasing the physical and spell damage. Resistance there by 5.2k to allies. It's got a pretty cool animation, very good skill to use, especially for this build. This is my main heal for allies, as I don't have any others there available. The third one here is Siphon Spirit from the Restoration Staff skill line. So it applies minor life steal and minor magicka steal. So if an enemy is applied with those, every time an ally attacks them and does damage, they heal for 910 health and restore 300 magicka. So this is a bit of healing on top of that allies need to activate for themselves though. And then Blue Betty from the class skill line. So this one restores Magicka over 25 seconds. It doesn't really help with this build at all. It does give me Major Sorcery, which increases my overall damage, which includes the heavy damage that I'll be doing with heavy attacks, and also removes one negative effect every 5 seconds. And the last one here is Deep Thought. Now this restores health, so if I'm running very low on health, I'll definitely activate this trying to get out of the situation. It does restore some resources at the same time, but since I'm not using resources, I don't need to use it. And the last one is Eternal Guardian from the class skill line as well. That's the bear that was just with me. So it doesn't cost any ultimate to activate, so I think it still counts as the 0 cost skill, but I can't activate the skill on top of that, so I'm breaking the rules. Alright, so let's take a look. So, swapping to Destruction Staff, activating that, swapping back to Healing Staff, activating that force there, and then I can start attacking. And for some reason it doesn't want to attack now. There we go. Sorry, I had my skill on. So see there's some healing happening there from the heavy attacks. And see that AoE there, it's because I did a full heavy attack on that one there. Now if I swap over to the Sigic Order skill line, so that skill there is the healing, so that is heavy, this is light, so it pretty much just replaces my attacks with healing instead. Now it doesn't technically count as heavy attacks, so I don't get additional healing or resources restored from this. It's just instead of doing healing, I can't attack people. So enemy over there, I can't attack them at all. Switch the skill off, I'm back in action. So meditate, run into trouble, and then back out of it again. Alright guys, thanks for listening. If you have any ideas or challenges I need to do in the future, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content I'm putting out, please hit that like and subscribe. Take care and be safe. Bye.